Hi guys, my name is Ismail Oyeleke, and today we are going to build a serverless AI chatbot from scratch for my portfolio website. And we will be using AWS Lambda, Amazon Lex, and Python to tie it all together. The best part of this is that it runs 24/7 for $0, and I'm going to walk you through every single step. Phase 1 is building the brain. This is where the logic lives. So on our console, we're going to search Lambda and go into our AWS Lambda to create a function. We're going to click create a function, and we're going to author from scratch. For the function name, we'll give it portfolio chatbot handler. Portfolio chatbot handler. I think that's okay. For runtime, we'll be using Python 3.14, version 3.14 is what we're going to be using. And then we're going to leave the rest as it is. So create a new role with basic Lambda permissions. We'll leave it as it is. We can come back and check everything out. The name, Python 3.14, and basically leave the rest as it is. Then we create our function. So as you can see, it created a row for us to use. Now that we have our function created, the next thing is to edit our code. This is where the logic is going to be written. You can choose to upload your code, but as for me, I have my code written already. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take the code I have written before and copy it and paste it here into this function. So, and if you need the code I used, I am going to add it to the description below, or you can also find it in the GitHub repository link that is also in the description below. So I am just going to, I'm going to remove this and edit it with my code. So I have a script written already, a Python script. I am going to copy it all. Here is the script. So as you can see, this is a Python script. I'm just going to copy everything and then I'm going to paste it. So copy. And then I'm going to paste it here. So, and then we can go ahead and deploy this code. Before we deploy, we're going to see it saying undeployed changes down here. So we just need to undeploy changes, and now we just need to go here and then deploy it. I click on deploy, and now it has successfully updated the function with our code. So the next thing to do, we can just, we can appreciate what this is. And then the next thing to do is to create the chatbot itself, which we are going to be doing with AWS Amazon Lex. So we're going to search for Amazon Lex, and we're going to open that. And then we're going to create a bot. Create bot. We're going to be using the traditional method. So we won't be using the generative AI. That's like a newer method. For the traditional method, this is what we're going to be using. For the bot name, we are going to go with my name, Oyeleke Portfolio Bot. So Oyeleke Portfolio Bot. So description is optional. Well, I can just say this bot helps with navigating my portfolio website. So for IAM role, we are going to be using the default, create a role with basic Amazon. So Amazon Lex permission. So for error logs, we are going to disable that. Children's online privacy, we are going to choose no, leave it as it is. We are going to basically leave the rest as it is, and we are going to click on next. For language, we are choosing English. So we are going to leave the description. It is optional. And the voice, we are going to We don't really need the voice because this is a chatbot, and we won't be using our voice or any sound. So we can just go ahead and leave this alone and then click on done. For the confidence level, we'll be changing it later. I'll be explaining later. So we'll click on done. The next thing is our intent. And basically what that is just teaching the bot to understand human language. So I am going to be creating 5 intents for this particular project. So the first one is going to be, we're going to name it the get introduction intent. And you have to make sure it matches your Python code. As you can see now, I'm going to open my code now, and we'll go to the beginning of the code. I have my get introduction intent. You have to make sure it matches, the intent name matches what is in your code. For the display name, I'm also going to name it the same thing, get introduction. And then for description, we can just say this intent is to get to know Ismail Oyeleke, because sample utterances is where we are going to put those. We are going to teach the bot to understand some of the questions the bot is going to be answering. For example, who is Ismail Oyeleke? So whenever someone types this to the bot, it produces what is in the code. It brings it out. So another sample utterance can be, tell me about yourself. These are the things a recruiter can ask a bot. So bio, introduction, and we already added 4. I think we can add, that's okay. And the next thing is our fulfillment. We have to make sure it is turned on, it is active. And after turning it on, we have to check advanced options to make sure. So when you click on advanced options, you have to make sure you are using a Lambda function for fulfillment. That means what we have in our code is what we're using for the fulfillment. So whenever a recruiter or anybody engages our bot and types in something to the bot, it responds with what we have in our code. So, and since we have that, we leave the rest as it is, and we are going to save intent. So we can create another intent. We are going to be creating 4 more intents. So we click on save intent, and now it is saved. We have to create 4 more intents to get my skills, the project, certifications, contacts. So we're going to create an empty intent. For the intent name, the next one we're going to be creating is get skills. So we're going to add that. Get skills. So the display name also, we're going to name it get skills. And remember, it has to be the same with the code, get skills. So and for the description, we can just say this intent is to get the technical skills of Ismail. That's the description. And for the sample utterances, as you can see, we have 0 now. We are going to add skills. So whenever someone types in skills to our chatbot, it knows where and what to look for. Tech stack. What is your stack? You can just go ahead and add anything you feel like someone can ask the bot. This is just like training your bot. So do you know AWS? Are you a developer? So whenever someone prompts our bot with these questions, it gives us all this answer. Cloud. See, Ismail's core technical skills include cloud, backend, DevOps, and so on and so forth. So basically what the sample utterance is just that, okay, I'm training the bot, and this is the reply I needed to answer, which is already in our code. So the next thing is for the fulfillment, which we are going to turn on. And as usual, we're going to check the advanced options and make sure that we're using a Lambda function for the fulfillment from our code. So we have everything ready for this second intent. And the next thing to do is also just leave the rest as it is and save intent. So we can create the third intent. For the third intent, we are going to be using creating a get project. Also, you have to also make sure that is the same name in the code. So we're going to check the code. The next is get project. So as you can see, the get project, we're going to add that. For the display name too, the display name is also going to be get project. So and the description, we can say this features all the recent project of Ismail. You can just play around these things. So for the sample utterances, the first thing I'll make sure I add is project, in case anybody just type project to the chatbot. So another thing I add is what have you built? Show me some of your projects. Show me your portfolio. What else? We can add a recent project. So what we can do is to make sure the first letters are caps letter, because when we type, it's always caps letter first. So I think, okay, GitHub. We can also use GitHub. And then the next thing to do, now that we have our utterances, we just scroll down to our fulfillment. And as usual, we're going to turn it on again. Then advanced options. Then make sure it is using Lambda as fulfillment. And we leave the rest as it is. And basically the same thing, we're going to save intent after. Then we create another intent, which is going to be the fourth. This time around, we're going to name it the get certifications. This time around, this is going to get my certifications. And as you can see, we have, it's going to show that I'm AWS certified solutions architect. So get certifications, make sure it's the same as what is in the code. So the display name also gets certifications. And for description, can you say this features all the certifications and badges of Ismail. So for the sample utterances, we can say certifications first. Are you certified? So another one we can use is AWS badges, just in case anybody takes that to our chatbot. Do you have AWS SAA? What else can we add as a sample utterance? What else can we add? Are you AWS certified? I think we already asked that before. So and the next thing to do is to just go to our fulfillment and make sure it is turned on. Advanced options, and make sure we're using Lambda function as fulfillment. So, and then we save intent, and we can create the last intent, which is getting a contact. So get contact, copy this, making sure it is the same, and paste it here. Intent name gets contact, display name gets contact, the same thing. For the description, okay. For the sample utterances, we can just how do I contact you? Email address. So whenever all these are sent to the chatbot, it brings out all my contacts. LinkedIn, IRU. So as you can see here, it's going to give them all this: my email, my LinkedIn, my GitHub repo, and all that. I think I should add my GitHub too. So it's also part of my contacts, but I think I already added it previously. It is part of what is in my contact. So let me add it here, GitHub, and I'm going to remove it away from where I put it previously. But let's save this first. So fulfillment, we make sure it is turned on, and also make sure it is using Lambda function as fulfillment. Then we're going to save intent. So let's go and find where I added GitHub before, so we can remove it away, so there won't be any error. So I think, okay, get project. We can remove this GitHub away from the get project. So yeah, and just leave it in our contact intent. So yeah, we're going to save that. And now we have all our intents ready. We have 5 intent. Okay, there's one more thing we need to do. the fallback intent, that's the default intent, we have to edit it. So we have to make sure it is using Lambda function. So we'll go to fulfillment and advanced options, and okay. The fulfillment make sure that the bot doesn't just guess answer. It makes sure that it goes back to the Python code for the answers. As you can see, the fallback answer now is going to be, I didn't quite catch that. So it's like the default answer in case there's any question being asked that the bot doesn't have answer to. So that's the default answer. So this is correct. So we'll just save the intent and move on. And then the next thing to do is to connect our Lex to our Lambda. Basically, what we're doing is we're going to plug in the brain into the body. So we're going to connect AWS Lex, the bot we just created, to the Lambda function. So we're going to do that by going to aliases, and then we're going to click on test bot alias. And we're going to scroll down, click on English. And for the source, we'll choose the Lambda function we created earlier on and leave it at default latest. And then we save that. So now that we have the brain connected to the body, we can go ahead and build and test our chatbot. To do that, we just need to go back to our intent. As you can see, this get contact doesn't have a description. Let's add that quickly. So this gives the contact details of Ismail. So save that. Then we'll build and test our chatbot. So we click on build. It takes a while, and we're going to wait for the chatbot to get built. And after that, we can test the chatbot. And the chatbot is successfully built. So we click on test. The first thing we can ask is, who is Ismail, and see the response it gives. So as you can see, I am Oyeleke Ismail and AWS Solutions. So everything seems to work fine. We can also try to give it another skills. Give us the skills. So as you can see, everything seems to work very fine. And let's try something else. I need your contact details. As you can see, you can reach Oyeleke Ismail directly. So what are some of your projects? Yeah, Oyeleke project. Okay, everything seems to work very fine. Okay, so as you can see here, these are the answers it gives, and that is because we made sure our fulfillment was using Lambda function. So how can you hire you? You see, it gives us you can reach Oyeleke directly via email and all that. So tell me about yourself. So I am Oyeleke Ismail, an AWS Solutions Architect. So everything seems to work fine with this chatbot. But what if we give it something that isn't part of our sample utterances? Like, what is your favorite food? What do we think it is going to give us? Normally, this should take us back to our fallback intent. I didn't quite catch that, but just because we are going to be changing the confidence level, which is on 0.4%, makes the bot guess a lot. So we are going to be reducing the confidence level of the bot. We are going to go to this is where it is, edit, and then we are going to reduce the confidence level to 0.70 and save that. So now we can rebuild and test the bot. So when you click test, it's not going to work yet because we've not built it. So it's still going to give us the same answer. So that's the wrong answer to give. So we're going to build that again, and then we'll test now. So let's try to give it, tell me about yourself. Correct. Now, what is your favorite food? Let's try that and see what it is supposed to give now. So now, as you can see, it is giving, I didn't quite catch that as an AI assistant. I can tell you about Ismail's project, skills, etc. So now I think everything is fully ready and we are good to go. The next thing is putting this chatbot on my portfolio website, and I'm going to use a tool called communicate.io. It is totally free to create chat and widgets. So I have an account already. You can go ahead and create an account on communicate.io. So I'm going to click on that. It is free to use. You just need to log in and register. Then you can build your AI agent. And for this project, we'll just go and look for integrations, and then we'll click on all. It's on all. So we're going to scroll down till we find Amazon Lex, because that is what we use to build our chatbot. And that is what we want to integrate into our portfolio website. So you keep scrolling till you find Amazon Lex. You scroll down. Okay, Amazon Lex, and you click on integrate. Then for the access key ID and the secret access key, we don't have them, but we will get them from our IAM. So you search for IAM on our console, and you get your access key and your secret access ID. Something you should note is that you should not just use your user account access key and access ID. Instead, you should create a separate user and grant it permissions that this particular communicate.io needs, which is thus the granted permissions to only have access to your Lex. So I already did that already, and you can also make sure you create that user. So you click on all this and then you proceed. For the name of the agent, I'm going to give mine iBot. So you save and proceed, and then finish AI agent setup. You leave this as default. So now we just need to try out our AI agent and see if it works as it should, if it is properly working. So we try it out. Click on try it out. And then by the bottom right corner, we can see the widget, and then we're going to click on that to open up our chatbot. So we'll click on this and we'll test it out. So conversation, start new conversation. Hello. I didn't quite catch that. Okay. For now, we don't have any intent for greetings. So I think we should just create a greeting intent, in the sense that anybody that says hello, hi, or good morning, or any greetings, the bot catches it and sends a reply. But for now, we don't have that in our code. We didn't create any intent for that. But let's check other things like get certifications, which comes out very okay. So let's go back to our code and add a get greetings intent. I will just paste the code. So this is the code for the greetings. So this is a greetings intent, and get greetings is the name. So whenever we say get greetings, it says, hello, I am Ismail, AI assistant, and all this. So what we need to do is to go and add that intent in our bot. So add intent, and then we will copy this get greetings. That's the intent we want to add. So get greetings, we'll add that. And for the display name, the same thing. And for the description, we can say this helps with the greetings. So the next thing is our sample utterances, and we'll add hello, hi, hey there, good morning, good afternoon, greetings, and you can just decide to play around this and add anything you want to add. So I'll just go ahead and add wagwan, yo, and whatever you feel like you should add as greetings. So just play around this. So when you have everything, we will just make sure we turn on the fulfillment, and then make sure we're using the Lambda fulfillment. So we save intent, and then we'll go back and we'll build the bot again, the chat bot again, and test it. So we try to test it now, and it is not working. That's because we did not deploy the code. So we'll go back here and click on deploy, and we are going to deploy it again. So we have to rebuild. It won't work now because we have not rebuilt it. So rebuild again, and after we rebuild and it is successful, now we can test and try wagwan, and it should be, yeah. Hello, I am Ismail AI agent. So everything seems to work okay. Project is okay. So the next thing that we need to do now is just to test it here. And everything seems fine too on our communicate.io website. So everything seems okay. And now for the front-end integration into my website, you just come here, settings, and then you go to install, and then you copy the code, and we're going to paste it into our index.html file. So I copy that code, and then I paste it here just before the body, the end of the body. And then I run the website, go live, and we refresh the page, the website page. And here we are, my portfolio website. And right about now, yes, as we can see, we have the chat widget. So, and we can test it now and see what is going on. So everything seems to work fine. It works very fine. Project works okay. Okay, next, let's try to give this bot something that doesn't quite make sense. That isn't part of our intent, like the favorite food. Yes. So as you can see, everything works very fine. And that is how you build a serverless AI assistant for $0. It is scalable, it is cheap, and it is a great way to show recruiters you know how to build real cloud solutions. I have uploaded the full Python code and the setup guide on my GitHub. Link is in the description below. Go clone it and make it your own. My name is Oyeleke Ismail, AWS Solutions Architect. Thanks for building with me.